Africa is home to the most concentrated collection of large, powerful, and genuinely dangerous animals on Earth. Lions, leopards, rhinoceroses, Cape buffalo, Nile crocodiles, black mambas, and hippopotamuses, all sharing the same landscape, all capable of killing a human being in seconds. If you asked most people which of these animals kills the most humans every year, the answer would almost certainly be the lion, the apex predator, the king of the savannah, the animal that wildlife documentaries have built entire careers around. The actual answer isn't even close to the lion, and by the time we reach number 1, almost nobody gets it right. Before we start, same rule as always. We're talking about documented human deaths per year, averaged across multiple decades of verified data from wildlife mortality studies and public health research, not hypothetical worst-case scenarios or single headline-grabbing incidents. Actual kills, actual numbers across the entire African continent. Let's start with the animal everyone expects to be at the top. Number 5, the lion. Africa's most iconic predator, capable of running at 50 miles per hour, working in coordinated hunting groups and taking down prey as large as adult buffalo and giraffes, kills an estimated 200 people per year across the continent, a number that feels both large and surprisingly small, given the lion's reputation as the continent's ultimate predator. Most fatal attacks occur in rural areas where lion territory overlaps with human settlements, particularly in Tanzania and Mozambique, which together account for a significant proportion of the global lion attack death toll. The majority of victims are people moving through lion territory at night, farmers returning from fields, children walking between villages, rather than deliberate targeted predation. Healthy lions with reliable access to natural prey rarely target humans, and in areas where prey populations are stable and human activity is predictable, lion attacks are uncommon, even in regions where lions are abundant. The 200 figure is a reflection of habitat overlap and poverty, not lions being uniquely dangerous, but lions and humans increasingly sharing the same space with nowhere else to go. Number 4, the Cape buffalo. Known across sub-Saharan Africa as Black Death, the Cape buffalo is responsible for an estimated 200 deaths per year, roughly equivalent to the lion, but for completely different reasons and with a very different dynamic. Cape buffalo don't avoid confrontation the way most prey animals do, and they don't simply flee when threatened. They charge, they coordinate, and critically, they remember. Wounded Cape buffalo have been documented turning around and ambushing the hunters who shot them hours after the initial encounter, following the scent trail back and attacking from cover with the deliberate intent that most prey animals simply don't exhibit. A fully grown Cape buffalo bull weighs up to 1,500 pounds, stands nearly 6 feet at the shoulder, and can accelerate to 35 miles per hour from a standing start, generating enough impact force to flip a vehicle or impale a person through a car door with its horns. Unlike lions, which typically flee from large groups of humans, a Cape buffalo herd that feels threatened will charge without hesitation, and there is almost no warning behavior before the attack begins. For hunters and rangers working in areas with large buffalo populations, the Cape buffalo is consistently rated among the most dangerous animals to approach, not because of its size or speed alone, but because of its willingness to escalate, its memory for threats, and its absolute refusal to back down. Number 3, the Nile crocodile. This is where most people's estimates begin going significantly wrong, because the Nile crocodile kills an estimated 1,000 people per year across sub-Saharan Africa, 5 times more than lions and Cape buffalo combined, more than any other large predator on the continent, and more than any other crocodile species on Earth. They are ambush hunters of extraordinary patience and precision, capable of remaining completely motionless at the waterline for hours, then exploding into an attack with a strike speed that covers the first several feet in under a second, faster than the human nervous system can register as a threat and initiate a response. Once the jaws close, the crocodile drags its prey underwater and performs the death roll, a violent spinning motion that disorients, drowns, and dismembers prey simultaneously, typically killing within seconds. The Nile crocodile's bite force exceeds 5,000 pounds per square inch, more than enough to crush bone through clothing and equipment. And adults can reach 20 feet in length and over 1,500 pounds. They are found in virtually every major river, lake, and wetland system across sub-Saharan Africa, meaning tens of millions of people who depend on those water sources for drinking, bathing, washing clothes, fishing, and river crossings encounter crocodiles regularly, often without knowing the animal is present until it's already too late. The death toll doesn't reflect unusual aggression from crocodiles. It reflects daily, unavoidable proximity between the continent's most effective ambush predator and communities with no alternative water sources. Number 2. The hippopotamus. Hippos kill an estimated 500 people per year in Africa, making them the continent's deadliest large land animal, and consistently the most surprising entry on this list for most people, because hippos are herbivores. They don't hunt, they don't eat meat, and they don't target humans as prey. They kill out of pure territorial aggression, and the combination of their temperament, their size, and their speed makes them extraordinarily dangerous in a way that most people simply don't anticipate. A bull hippo weighs up to 4,500 pounds, can run at 19 miles per hour on land, despite its bulk, faster than most humans, and opens its jaws to a 180-degree angle, delivering a bite force strong enough to snap a Nile crocodile in half, which has been filmed. They spend the majority of the day in water and are intensely territorial about their aquatic space, charging anything, boats, kayaks, swimmers, fishermen, that enters their territory or gets between them and the water they need to survive. Most fatal attacks involve fishermen working river systems where hippos are present, farmers crossing rivers at dusk or dawn when hippos are most active, and people who inadvertently approach too close on land during the hours when hippos graze. The critical and often fatal factor is that hippos give almost no warning before charging. There is no prolonged threat display, no gradual escalation of aggression, and by the time the behavior is visible, the attack has already begun, and stopping it is essentially impossible. And number 1. The animal responsible for more human deaths in Africa than lions, leopards, Cape buffalo, Nile crocodiles, and hippos combined, by a margin so large it makes every other entry on this list look almost insignificant, is the mosquito. Malaria alone, transmitted exclusively by female Anopheles mosquitoes, kills an estimated 400,000 people in Africa every single year. The overwhelming majority of them children under the age of 5 whose immune systems haven't yet developed the partial resistance that repeated exposure can provide in survivors. And it infects over 200 million more annually across the continent, with survivors often experiencing recurring attacks for years or decades afterward that drain physical capacity, cognitive function, and economic productivity across entire communities and generations. Add dengue fever, yellow fever, lymphatic filariasis, and other mosquito-borne diseases transmitted across the continent, and the total African death toll from mosquito-transmitted disease exceeds 500,000 people per year. Delivered by an animal that weighs 2.5 milligrams, lives for approximately 2 weeks, and has no teeth, no venom, no claws, and no size. Its weapon is a proboscis thinner than a human hair, anticoagulant saliva that prevents the host from feeling the bite, and the ability to carry and transmit pathogens that the human immune system has spent thousands of years trying and largely failing to defeat. The lion kills 200. The Cape buffalo kills 200. The Nile crocodile kills 1,000. The hippo kills 500. The mosquito kills 500,000. The most dangerous animal in Africa isn't watching you from the tree line, charging across the savannah, or lurking beneath the surface of the river. It's landing on your arm right now, injecting something you can't see or feel, and it will be gone before you even know it was there. Which entry surprised you most? Drop it in the comments, and subscribe to NatureCrest for more deep dives into the animal kingdom's most dangerous and most misunderstood creatures.